Okay. Again, what's up, everybody? It's been a long time. Forgot to unmute my mic. Hey, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Samurai, just so you know, I saw your video today. Your videos are getting a lot better. Your videos are getting a lot better. Kind of wish you would maybe a little bit more about the Hot Wheels, a little bit more about like a history or the reason for the releases, stuff like that. Because there's and then explain what what number of the, because like the Nissans, there's 5 of them. So I was like, what are the other 5? So that's kept my interest. So that's another thing that's really good about what you're doing. So Scotch down, hey, Leon, thank you, Trisha, thank you. If I get emotional at all, please forgive me. It's been a while, and just for anybody to give a damn that I came back on, I appreciate that. As everybody knows, my main goal is to try to pump up other channels and everything else, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So we're not going to look at anything that's been bad or anything else. No reason to dwell on the past. I'm back. My schedule will be limited when it comes to lives, but I'm going to go back to doing regular everyday content. Yeah, so I'll be going back to doing regular content instead of lives. I have a couple. Tomorrow I'll be releasing an update to my original videos. I started out this whole thing doing shout out videos to channels like Whiskey Central and Drums and Drams, and some channels that were very, excuse the plastic, I'm trying to open up this bottle. The channels that have completely destroyed and surpassed me. But it's my own fault too. I was 200 subscribers and then I bailed for 3 months, so I don't deserve any love while I was gone. Hopefully that changes now, but we'll see. I've got a few ideas in the bank and a couple collaborations I want to do with Kilco and some other people. So I'm going to start working on that. It's not going to be something where I'm going to overwhelm myself like I did last time. I'm going to do it at my pace. So let's see. Who do we have in the chat? Let me make sure I say hi to everybody. Kilco was here, and Kilco, Whiskey Nose, and Sugar Kitty were here just before we started. Thank you for Marty and Kilco. Please hold off for a little bit before hitting the StreamYard link. Wait till I tell you to go ahead and hit that if you want to come on with me. Let's see. Scotch Down Under, hey, what's up, Ken? I'm glad to see that you you able to come on for a little bit. Samurai, Leon, and Trisha. Let's see. Barrel 21, thanks. Barrel 21 actually is one of my Instagram followers, which I'm at 756 over there right now. So I am coming back to Instagram lives, and I am going to start putting content back up on Instagram also. But if you don't know, Barrel 21 does some really cool videos of bottles, real short Instagram videos of bottles, effects, and stuff like that. If you're not freaking following him over on Instagram, Barrel 21 on Instagram, at Barrel 21, just follow him, check him out. He's probably got some of the best, I would call, it's not really B-roll, it's actually like kind of A-roll. It's kind of like main roll of bottles. That's really, really cool. So go check him out. Adam, Mr. Whiskey Shits. Hey, thanks for Adam. Thanks for jumping on here real quick. I know that you guys have got some big stuff going on at 7. I appreciate the fact that you're here. But if you need to bail and go take care of that, I'm more than understand. Bourbon, hey, what's up, buddy? Good to see you too. Let's see if I missed anybody. Please yell at me. I don't think I did I? Let's see. No, I don't think so. But it don't matter what I've been doing for the last 3 months, other than I have been working a lot. And things are getting better. Things are a lot better than they were a few months ago. So let's leave that at that. I'm going to go ahead and knock the dust off this bottle. Hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. So I figured, since I'm starting this whole thing over, a few weeks ago I came back on a live wire whiskey and stuff like that, and I told him that I didn't drink for most of the time I was gone. I didn't drink for a whole month before I actually came back a few weeks ago on live wire and stuff. So I was starting back over from base level. Nothing over 100, 103 maybe. Nothing in the proof statute range of like 116 and above. Trying to keep it actually below 107 right now. Retraining myself, because I never trained my palate before. I just drank and I said, yeah, I can kind of get what everybody else is getting, but I really didn't get too far into it. And then I did a couple of before I left, I did some lives where they asked me what I really thought of what I was doing. Hey, 2 Hills Down, what's up, Swami? And I really got into it and started talking about how it related to things that I'd ate overseas when I was in the military, or places I'd been in, what the smells of the foods or the bars or whatever. And people started were kind of interested in that. And some people told me, hey, you need to learn more related, but I need to get my palate fixed. So I did take a whole month off, and I've been working my way up. I realized a few things. Hancock's is still good, even at 88. Eagle Rare is good. Is good. Store picks are awesome. Regular Eagle Rare is awesome, but you shouldn't use a Eagle Rare store pick as a chug bottle because you get mad when you're done. I've discovered some other things, like how Rittenhouse is not a bad screw top. Ezra 99 is actually really, really good. And that Buffalo Trace is water. My store picks I love, but just the regular old everyday Buffalo Trace, 45% or whatever it is, 44 point whatever. Yeah, 45%. It's I'm sorry, guys, not worth chasing whatsoever. But like I got some other stuff while Bowman's. I picked up Angel's Heavy Cast Strength that I haven't tried yet. It's what 107.7 from Bevmo. I got some other things in the works, but yeah. So I'll be coming back to regular content. Let's see. Have I missed anybody else? Let's see. Hey, yeah, Adam, I'm glad that you had fun today. Fun with because you was on late last night. We ended up staying actually at me. Ken was not into the whole basketball conversation, but he hung around. I got done talking to, I'm trying to think who, Jim Morris and Timmy at 4:30 my time. So it was like 7:30 in the morning. The light was out up there. So, and then Ken went on like an hour later, but I'd already dozed off. So, like I was saying, it's a new beginning for me. A new baseline, a new whole attitude towards what I'm doing, and stop, getting my personal life involved in everything, and all that stuff. I'm still going to talk about mental illness no matter what, because of my friends that need to hear it, and the friends that sometimes can't talk about it and need somebody to talk for them. That's who I'm going to be. Um, we all know Brian is open about his ADHD and his other issues. We know Matt's really open about his ADHD. Cameron is from Jumps and Drams. They're also very, very open about that kind of stuff. But there's people out there that don't want to talk about it, but need somebody to talk about it. And through my own mental health issues at times, I think that I could be that person and still keep a smile on my face. So I'm back by popular demand or non-popular demand, whatever you want to call it. So I got to pop a new bottle, right? So why not pick a Dusty Fan Kentucky Spirit 2013 America. And that was really bad as that bottle I've been holding on to for like about 6 months right now, trying not to open it. But it was like the one that jumped out at me when I said I need to open a new bottle tonight. It was either going to be that or I was thinking maybe a Booker's or something like that. But I'm still trying to keep the proof thing down so that Kentucky Spirit's not too proofy. See, what is this? This is 101. It's a 101. So, basically, it's single barrel wild turkey 101. I'll say it was going to be that or Father and Sons 13, but I decided to wait on the Father and Sons 13. I already have that open. Flooding 06 is Flooding 06 here? He is. Jim, thank you. I have to thank Jim because I give him so much crap. Everybody does about the whole Floydian 06. And he went to Jim Morris, and we always oh my God, is that Floydian 06? And whether he did it for my stream, for me, just to say hey, I appreciate it either way. It's good to see Floydian back, even if it is for just tonight. Let's see. So we're about the 15-minute mark. I don't need to really go into a whole lot of other details about stuff. Like I said, new stuff's coming. I am going to release a video tomorrow afternoon, probably just before everybody starts coming on. So probably around 4 o'clock my time, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock my time. I will be releasing the video of the update of my shout-out videos, where I update you from last year when Drums and Drams had less than 100 to now celebrating 3,000. And my Instagram stuff with they call me Dalton, going from sub 1,000 to I can't even remember where she's at today, but she's killing it. And then Bourbon Jeeper and some of those guys from Instagram. Then Hood Sommelier. Anybody who knows Jack, he's on YouTube, and he's a huge freaking community supporter. Loves to freaking teach people about scotches and drink nosings and stuff. Proper ways about going about nosing or trying to help them find their palate. And then Daughter Pass, thank you for joining. Appreciate that. So Drink Pro, hey Kyle, thank you for freaking being here. For all those who don't know, Kyle this week hit 1K, got monetized because if anybody knows, Kyle's been on for a while, so he had the hours for a long time, for a while. He finally got the 1,000 subs. He is monetized. He is now a monetized channel, and if you're not following the Drink Pro, you need to be. He's a cool ass dude. Cares about the community as much as anybody else does, and he's just fun. He's just fun to watch. He's fun to watch. His videos are fun. We had a really good conversation the other day about the directions of our channels and other things personal that we won't talk about, but I can honestly consider him a friend, and I'm glad that I know him. Speaking of people I'm glad that I know, well, kind of, I guess, Cheech Ardolino, he's in the chat. Thank you, Cheech, for taking the time to. I know you got a lot of. There's a lot of things going on in Cheech's world. You know, not only is he the only living drummer from Spinal Tap, he's in the process of trying to renovate a house to sell, whilst going to look for another house to buy, and on top of that, being an international super spy. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have said that. Now he's going to have to freaking kill me. On top of all that, he's got his invisible plane he's got to maintain and all this other stuff. So, he's a busy guy, but he takes time to make sure that everybody is wrenched on Whiskey Too. Edward Fulmer, holy crap! I have not seen Edward Fulmer. I mean, I've seen him in the chats here and there, but this is a good thing to see that he's back. He saw that I was live and came back on live. He's another heavy metal fan, huge heavy metal fan. Speaking of, threw on my Testament shirt today. Let's see. Who else we got? Farmer Cheech. Yeah, Farmer Cheech. Yeah, well, if he can find an isolated place, it's harder for the agency to find him. I mean, if anybody's ever watched any of those movies that are based on Cheech's life, like Mission Impossible and some of that you'll notice that he wants to be away from everybody, so it's harder to find him. But yeah, so you know what? Don't play with knives because you'll stick yourself in the friggin' hand. I just got a new knife, so I've been playing with it. Well, who isn't a metal fan? Well, I mean, there's people in the world that aren't metal fans. I mean, but there's very few people in the world that don't at least know the words to a metal song, whether it be hair metal or not. When Pour Some Sugar on Me comes on, for some reason, 8 to 80 Blind, Crippled, or Crazy, they know the words to freaking Pour Some Sugar on Me, or Home Sweet Home, or seems like everybody knows the words to Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden for some reason, because every concert I go to, it gets played, whether it's a metal concert or not. I don't know why. That and, of course, it's not metal, but Journey always gets played at every freaking concert, whether it's metal or country or anything else. But it's good to see. It's good to see all y'all. 14 people. I mean, I expected maybe 5. Nick Proman, hey, thank you for joining. I appreciate that. Hopefully your wife has a couple minutes to jump in here too. But it's good to see you, Nick. Let's see. So yeah, we're like 20 minutes in. Hopefully I can stop this bleeding. So yeah, we're about 20 minutes in. So what we're gonna do is hold on, dang it. What the hell just happened? Okay. Computer's going a little wacky. So I'm going to go ahead and Extreme. Holy crap. Everybody knows more than words, but get them to freaking get them try to sing the words to come out and play, and holy crap. That's a shit show right there. But yeah, so let's go ahead and I'll open it up. Hit the StreamYard link if you want to come on, join. 5 more people jumped on that are not in the chat, I guess. So we're up to 20 people almost already. That's really cool for just me being going on for an hour before shits install. And oh, by the way, that's my first thumbnail I did in a long time. Anybody got any criticisms, or was that a pretty decent one for not doing one for a few months? I just happened to watch The Shining like a couple weeks ago. And I was like, that's actually a pretty cool friggin' something for me to do. I may have to jump over and get a Band-Aid. I think I got myself pretty good. It's all right. So yeah, anybody wants to jump in, cool. If not, cool. We can just talk to the chat or whatever. I don't think there's nobody in the private chat, obviously. Regular chat. All right. So let's see. Peruvian pan flute. Wow, you're hardcore. So if anybody has any questions, they don't. I mean, they don't want to come on live or whatever. But anybody has any questions for me about anything, just go ahead and throw it in the chat. I'm gonna try to read the chat while I try out this Kentucky Spirit. Definitely a neck bore. Still good though. Hey, Julio, thank you for joining on here. Adriana, you too. I appreciate every single one of you, and any person that gives me the time of day when it comes to this, because I'm no expert, but people treat me like maybe my opinion means something. So, and then some people just want me to be on there so they can call me a dipshit, but I'm Adriana's dipshit. I'm working on that shirt we were talking about last week. I want to do I kind of want to take my picture and put it on Val Kilmer's tombstone character and put I'll be your dipshit. just for Adriana. All right, so I'm gonna bring in the main man, what everybody's here to see, the person who everybody's really here to see. Ooh, shimmy show kitty shimmying all over. Let's go ahead and bring in the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Kilko. How you doing there, buddy?
I'm so tired. I mean, I'm fine.
Well, I would not. Hey, Jeeper, I'm sorry, Brian. Bourbon Jeeper, thank you. Thank you for coming over to YouTube and jumping on there. I really do appreciate it. I'll be on Instagram here soon, so we can talk, or if you want, you can come on. You can jump on here. Links at the top. So, Mr. Brian, you've been a busy little person lately over the last few weeks. You went from doing like 2 or 3, like a couple of videos during the week and like 1, maybe 2 live streams to like 3 or 4 live streams a week. And
I don't know what's happening. 2
or 3 video content, content videos. And so I just thought that was funny. I'm like going, he just said that he was trying to figure out what he's going to do for his next video. But then like that whole next week, there's like 3 content videos. You went live for like 4 times. I'm like, okay, I guess he figured it out.
I can't keep track of anything. I don't even know what I did. That's the best part. I did stuff not long ago. I don't remember what it is. I hope it went well. I think it did.
Yeah. Okay. Burben's really, he's like the biggest proponent or biggest fan of wanting us to do Kilko Swaggz.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to figure out, because I only have 2 of the Game of Thrones, and I'm trying to figure out what we could do that would be shire, like
spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet.
Yeah, kind of a squat, something we can consider to be like shire based. Freaking, I would think that they're not drinking a whole lot of bourbons. No, maybe some single malts or some meads or something like that. But
what the hell would a hobbit drink other than like mead, beer stuff?
No idea. Figure it out. See, so
they drink out of one of these. That's about it.
There you go. Out of the mini Glens.
Yep.
So, but yeah, but like I was saying, that I'm gonna try to keep I'm gonna try to go back to keeping everything a little bit more on a lighthearted side of things, but
no, we're not talking about death and gloom and the world on fire.
But I'm not going to shy away from, like yourself, I'm not going to shy away from if I'm in a state where I need to vent or talk or about something just to help myself or to help somebody else that's watching, I'm definitely gonna do that. The mental health thing is a big thing for me.
Oh yeah, do you do whatever the hell you want. That's the best. That's the best thing about this is you do whatever you want, and if people like it, they'll stay. If they don't like it, they don't have to be there. It's simple.
Yeah, but like I said, I've these last few months, some people have reached out to me, some people have talked to me, and I didn't realize that what you do and what Matt does and what Cam and stuff like that do when they talk about their mental health is actually helping a lot of people that are a little bit of afraid to bring up their mental health or to put their mental health out there as influencers because some of not say afraid to get feedback, but that people look at them in a different light. But
try to wait a minute, that's a human being. What the hell?
Yeah. But I assure them that if they haven't canceled me and they haven't canceled you, that we're helping people. And it's like I told them, if I helped one person with what I did before I left, then I did my job. So,
mental health and physical health go hand in hand, and people are just not aware of that yet. Like if you physically aren't well, guess what? You're probably not mentally well either. And if you're mentally unwell, it's probably going to affect your physical life, day-to-day everything. It just does.
Yeah. And then
there's no need for stigma. It's not going to help.
Hey Kyle, I know I gotta do a spreadsheet of what I have, but you can send me a link or a copy of your spreadsheet. I'd like to see that one. Friggin' Drink Pro.
Oh God. He sent me, I don't know if I told him, but he sent me a Four Roses pick. I don't even remember what it was. I wrote something about it now, and it was unbelievable. And
yeah, he's got some serious hitters. He just gave away. Congratulations to Drink Pro. Also, congratulations to the likes for hitting 1,000 subs. Shayla for hitting 4,000. Cam for hitting 3. I haven't checked Adriana today, but I'm hoping that she hits 1,000. And Kilko, how close are you to 500 now?
I don't know. I want Adriana to hit 1,000 though. I realized that was happening. I want her to hit 1,000 more than I want me to hit 500.
Yeah, if she's literally within 10 or so, I think I might just opt out of jumping in the chat on freaking Stall's stream and just make it up 10 more accounts.
Done. I think it was close to 10.
I think yesterday it was like 18 or something like that last night.
Well, I was talking it up as much as I could. It's Bourbon Night. They're still going, by the way.
Oh, it's Bourbon Night still going?
Sarah's not there. She's not there to tell Chad to stop.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
I still have it on, so I'm kind of like half listening.
Well, if for any reason whatsoever, I know that Chad at times has actually watched some of my stuff because he's commented. Sorry, Chad. You're not supposed to be on right now.
It's double Chad. That's all it is. There's another mod in there now. I thought it was just me for the longest time. Travis slacking ever since he got famous.
Yeah.
9. Wait. I can't do math. 19. I keep doing that.
So at 80, she's got 981.
Yes.
Okay. So if you're not subscribed to Whiskey Mountains, number one, you're making a mistake in your life. You can't. Whether you like hiking and drinking and bashings of Rise and Chattanooga products, she's still very entertaining and deserves.
Especially loves to talk about rye. So if you really like rye, you should talk to her.
If you're like having problems trying to pick out the best rye, your probably your best source on YouTube is Adriana. She pretty much loves all of them, and but
right now you're just lying. She loves rye. It's her favorite. Send her all your samples. She'll love them.
Oh man,
no.
I know that when she sees me, she would definitely stab me if everybody starts sending her rye samples.
She will stab you with your freaking machete.
I already stabbed myself. I'm still bleeding after like freaking 10 minutes.
Get a Band-Aid. Walk away for like 2 seconds. That's bad.
That's all right.
I'm fine.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't have to get a Band-Aid. I can make one.
There you go. Put a little whiskey on it and it'll be fine. Sterilize. Sterilize first, man.
Yeah. I can sterilize in 30 minutes. It'll be fine. That'll work.
Then
Nothing like packaging.
I got gangrene, guys.
Nothing like packaging tape and freaking a napkin. Yeah, let's get everyone to the 1K mark. It was really cool because, like I said, Kyle's been Drink Pro's been doing it for a long time, for a while now. Since I want to say late 2018, early 2019, and he's had the hours, just like Kilko. You probably got the hours already, but
not yet. Closer than I thought it was.
I mean, well, like me, I'm like at 1,900 hours, so I'm almost halfway there. But I only got like 200 subs, but I'm not really worried about that much. Because even if I was monetized, I mean, come on, freaking it's not like it's going to pay my bills or anything like that. I'm working
on it. I'm not better pay my bills. I need to be internet famous now. No, I'm lying. I'm not really lying. It'd be nice if I could get some sweet ass YouTube monetization.
Yeah. Oh, the overlords.
Yeah, the YouTube overlords.
Hey, what did this?
By the way, they demand your thumbs, people.
Yes. I would appreciate some likes out there. So not just Dan and Julie.
Yeah, likes like you, and that's the start.
But hey, Moose Knuckle, our favorite Canadian Moose Knuckles here in the chat. Alex Briere, also known as Alex Gruyere, a great cheese. Great man, great cheese. So all the YouTube monies, that's right, Jeeper. Yeah, Matt, I have to apologize to Matt for not contacting him over the last few months. I really hadn't stayed in contact with a lot of people over the last few months. Had to get myself in the right place to come back and do this thing right and be able to.
How dare you?
Yeah, there's certain people that reached out to me and I answered them back, and Matt was one of those at the very beginning when I first left and everything else. But Jeeper, yeah, I appreciate you, and I will be back in touch with you soon, and I will be back on Instagram sometime this week. I'm trying to do something tomorrow for a few minutes, but I'll be back over there. I got 759 people that deserve to at least have me do something over there that I haven't done in a while. Canadian moose cheese. There you go. That's it, Sheer Kitty. Z-Man. I don't know if this. I've got 2 chats going. I got the StreamYard thing, which is completely off from the. Yeah. So Z-Man, if you've been here for a while, okay, there you go. Z-Man just popped up over here. Good to see you, sir. And has anybody seen YPC lately? I haven't seen him in any chats in a while, so I was just wondering if anybody has any like updates on Young Pei Chang.
I've seen him around.
Okay.
I feel like I saw him recently. I don't remember.
Because like Old Man Joe disappeared for a little while, but then everybody's worried about him. I've been worried about Young Pei Chang because I haven't seen him around a lot.
What I like to think is the internet is not real life. So if people just disappear for a while, and I do think of them, they got shit to do. This is kind of becoming the semi-norm where we hang out and do stuff online. But there are a lot of people that have lives, family, work, and travel, and hopefully they'll come back. I assume.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, I understand that, but there's like certain chats YPC was on everything for a while. Then he kind of like cut down to specific channels that he would show up on, and he's done the same. He's been even scarce there also. So I was just making sure that somebody had talked to him or somebody had said, like Jeff Weaver, El Jefe Weaver, if anybody knows who El Jefe Weaver is. He pops in and out every once in a while in some of the chats, but like, the usual, Scotch Down Under, man, he's been, I hope he got a couple hours because he was up with us until 4. He went stayed up, apparently. He stayed up the whole time when we were talking last night after the stream. And then he went on like an hour or so afterwards, and he was on for I want to say 6 hours.
He has an addiction to the internet and streaming. It's a problem. You hear that he likes Scotch a lot. Like that.
So, Samurai, I have to reach out. I have to say to Samurai, if by any chance you happen to drop a couple of drops into a bottle, a sample bottle, and it happens to make it hand delivered to me of that Jack 10 and maybe that single barrel that you were posting on Instagram, it would not hurt my feelings. He did if you didn't see it, he did a review of Jack Daniel's 10-year, the age stated one that just came out a couple days ago.
Ooh, well, that was quick.
Well, he's there. He lives in Chattanooga, like basically at Jack Daniel's. So for some reason, it actually dropped there first. That's not like a normal thing. Normally, all the special stuff doesn't drop in the city where the distillery's at. It drops freaking everywhere else.
I'll go somewhere else.
Oh, by the way, I saw your Instagram with the winery. I didn't know that. I didn't know that you were into wine. That's
my brother.
That's
my brother, he studied to be a wine som, and there are a number of vineyards around here. So I've kind of gone to them. Like my brother worked at a vineyard for a while, so I kind of, just by proxy, basically.
Yeah.
And that one's really nice. It's a really nice place.
So I noticed that you were like, you did the white flight or whatever.
Yeah.
With the Chardonnays and then the one blend.
I was trying to remember which one I liked, and I thought I knew it was the Siren. It was the Siren. Nice and sweet.
But yeah, and then I noticed that you've been eating rather well over the last few weeks, and I'm glad to see that.
Only due to patrons.
Okay, so here's my other partner in crime, buddy, whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and bring him on. This is if anybody doesn't know him, you should, because you should be following him. His name is Kyle. He is the Drink Pro.
What's up, everybody? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you. Actually, I can hear you way better than I did on the live the other night.
I'm still working the kinks out, man.
Yeah. Hey, it's good. I'm glad that you had the time to be able, with everything else going on, that you had the time to go ahead and jump on here. That's really cool.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to have you back. Thanks for having me. And I needed this tonight. It was a long day.
So for anybody that watch, I know Brian freaking watches Kyle. Kyle's in the middle of moving into a new house that he's also renovating at the same time he's moving into it.
Did not expect to be renovating it either. That was unexpected renovation, which are the worst kind.
Surprise.
So he's been under a lot of stress. I'm sure Cheech would understand, but he's been under a lot of stress and stuff like that. So I told him if he wanted to jump on, or I'd appreciate it if he did. I was coming back, so he went ahead and come on and everything else, and I appreciate that, because he said if I'm working on that house at 9:00 at night in Indiana, then there's something really, really wrong. So I'm glad that you're at home with your incredible collection of whiskeys.
Cheers. Thank you. I'm glad I'm home too. I didn't get home that long ago, unfortunately. My refrigerator has so apparently the model that I have has some sort of product defect where the freezer is too close to the water lines. And so the condensation from the water lines creates this ice that then rusts through the freezer. So there's a big hole in my refrigerator freezer right now. So I'm going to patch it. So I've been using a solvent to get the rust off of there. I know, exciting stuff, right?
Hey,
life.
It's life.
Yeah.
And you know what? The thing is, too, is that those little things, like the fact that you're patching freaking a hole in a refrigerator or whatever, somebody here has done the same thing, or somebody here has something along those lines of, I remember when we put in that giant freaking pantry in our house in Florida where we keep all of the 48,000 old Carters we own. Oh, wait, did I say that out loud, Julie? But everybody's had their renovation freaking things that they've got. So it's something that's relatable. And just like I said, with the people who haven't seen your channel, I think that they're missing out, because you're funny. I miss seeing Yolanda on there. Eventually she'll be there.
We've got a plan to get her back on.
And the conversation we had the other night was really, really cool about.
Yeah, I was glad to talk about that.
About directions of some other things to do, because it made me think about things that I wanted to do.
Right. Yeah, it's really easy to get kind of stuck into a pigeonhole. You know, as much as I enjoy whiskey and bourbon and whiskey tube, I think there are a lot of people in these communities that like a variety of things, you know, and incorporating, in my mind, YouTube is a platform where we can just be ourselves. And incorporating other facets of our lives is really important. It's important to show that we're not just bourbon drinkers or whiskey drinkers. We are human beings.
Yeah.
Oh, and I want to mention Floydian 06. My live streams are always Thursday at 8 or 8:30. So if you'll be able to catch one, I'm sure, every Thursday, my brother. And thank you, Trisha, for the comment about my glasses.
Yeah. So Floydian 06, I think you know who is Jim Morris.
Oh yeah.
So I think he might. I mean, he's been in a lot of chats, but for a long time he was Floydian 06, and then it's been Jim Morris for like the last 4 or 5 months. And so he's just one of the guys that actually I hang out a lot with on Livewire and Scotch Down Under and some of the pub style stuff that we do.
I met that madman in person.
Yes, you have. You also met Bourbon.
Yep. And Tony Tutos.
Yeah, because Brian is very close to the greatest freaking collection of whiskeys on the East Coast at.
Oh, I was going to say, not in the world.
Not in the world, but on the East Coast, especially if you want to go sample some. And that's I can't remember she has 2 places, but
she has her own store. She was a partner in one, and then she broke off from that, and now owns her own store called Canterbury Liquors in Canterbury, Connecticut.
And that if you ever want to see a video, the Whiskey Tribe has a video where they go and visit her, and she explains about
Whiskey Mentors.
Whiskey Mentors.
Just the Y, Whiskey with the Y Mentors on the Facebook and all that going on. Oh, on Instagram too. She doesn't pay me anything, by the way. I just really like her stuff.
But yeah, so and then like I was telling Brian, you know, when I talk about the mental health stuff and everything else, it's helped some other people out there. Brian is the most unafraid to talk about the fact that he's freaking messed up, but
it's hard to hide it, really. I grew this mustache, and it just shows on my face now that I have.
I gotta say, props on the mustache. I had a handlebar mustache for a while, and they are a bitch to maintain.
It is my nemesis.
I'm telling you,
I also hate shaving my upper lip. Like I hated it for so long, so I was just like, "I'll just stop," and there it is.
Yeah,
like a demon.
You need to get like a freaking. You need to seek out a like mustache wax sponsor.
I'm waiting for it.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I know that's
a good idea.
I know I have to find some more soon. That's the little dread that's happening. It's like, oh, this is almost empty.
Yeah, figure out a brand that you like and just reach out to them cold call style and be like, "Hey, I like your stuff. I got a channel. Let's do something."
I'll pay you in whiskey. I mean, you pay me in whiskey. I mean, just give me money.
Yeah, I mean, shameless self-promotion works. You know, it's.
I'm not very good at it.
I'm not either. I'm actually really bad at it because it feels so disingenuous. I'd much rather build real connections. But honestly, sometimes just like saying your name enough, talking to people enough, like, I mean, Stanley, I feel like you are a much more like, maybe this isn't true, but it seems like you're a much more naturally social guy. Like I have to work myself up to become social.
Yeah, it depends on what I'm, you know, in the situation I'm at. I have sometimes a problem learning how to not say things that I don't like to lie about things.
Right.
So if somebody asks me the question, I say before I answer, I say, "Do you really want the answer, or do you want me to tell you something that is going to make you feel good?"
Would you prefer the lie or the truth?
Yeah, because the truth is like I've told people, I'll answer the question you ask me.
Yeah.
I won't answer outside that question you asked me. So if they don't ask me the question they want the answer to, they're never going to get the answer because I'm just it's truthful to what you want to know is what I'm going to do. So yeah, sometimes I have a hard time freaking not saying things I want to say. But like I said, you know, I meant it when I said that me and you haven't been able to talk. I haven't talked to you a lot over the last few months, but I know that like you and Brian are like two of the people that I most, I don't know, say relate directly to or whatever, but
Yeah.
you're the two guys that like I just want to go hang out somewhere with you guys. And, there's a lot of other people in the stream, Jeeper, Nick Proman, especially Ruben. He's local to me, and Big Vic and those guys.
Glad you like the glasses, Nick.
But like, I don't know. There's something about, like I said, I trust the two of you pretty much as much, if not more than a lot of people. You guys are,
Thank you.
But you guys are, the thing is that you're real. You guys don't have a problem being who you are and not saying, "Hey,
popsicle.
I'm having a bad day. I'll see you guys next week." Some people will just try to put up the facade, and you guys don't do it.
You can see right through that shit. Like I've tried before to put up the facade, and it's not that I can't do it. It's that, like, if I go back and look at that video another day, I'm like, this is embarrassing. I don't want to. I can see right through myself. If I'm not having a good time, you can see it on my face.
Yeah.
So I think it's better to just be honest and be like, look, guys, I could sell you some bullshit, but I would rather just be honest with you, put it up front and be like, look, this is what's going on. This is who I am. I'm not going to play games. Let's all be honest with each other here for a second. Trisha asked me, she said, I see Dovetail and Seagrass on your shelf. Which one is better for you? I prefer the Seagrass. It's got that fruitier finish. I typically like the fruitier whiskeys. Dovetail is very nice, but Seagrass just like hit my personal sweet spot.
Scratch that itch.
Exactly.
Did you do, wait, because you don't have, those are the only two barrels that you have though.
No, I've got several different barrels.
Didn't you do, I thought you did not a blind, but didn't you do a Dovetail, a barrel video where you talk about the different ones?
I honestly don't remember.
Well, you have a lot of content. You have a crap load of content. So.
Yeah. I don't think I've done. Here's the thing. I think I have done barrel specific videos. I don't think I've done any side by sides. But I think that would be a really good thing to do. Trish is actually, I think, the third person that specifically asked me about Dovetail versus Seagrass. So people want that. So I might make a video specifically on that.
Yeah, Trisha, what it is that somebody recommended the Dovetail when she was talking about her palate or whatever at a liquor store. But she's heard so much about Seagrass and everything else. And like for me, now there's a few barrels that I like.
Yeah.
But they've all been bourbons. They've all been like the 13-year, the 8-year, those special release bourbons that are just straight bourbons. And then JD Bourbon Approach sent me this 18-year single barrel. Yeah. And this is an oaky bitch. And freaking, it's like, okay, so so things that are double oaked are oaky.
Yes.
And this is oakier than a double oak. This is it's really super oaky, and so I'm trying to acquire the taste for that. I'm trying to rework my palate so that I can handle a little bit more oak, so I can get farther into the other flavors and stuff that come out of it.
Sure.
So yeah, that's a monster. Like right now I'm still trying to keep my 100 and below.
I heard you mention that. I came on a little bit late. I don't know if you discussed it earlier. So like, what's the principle you're operating on there? Just like drink lower proofers to try to take her easy or something?
So prior to my departure, I was like drinking all the high proof stuff and all of my Elijah Craig 94s that I loved, my store picks and stuff like that. They just didn't taste the same because I was burning myself out on freaking these high proof higher proofs. I was going along with what the proof stitutes and the proof whores and all those other guys. And
that's dangerous, man. Those proof whores, they'll get you.
So when I stopped and I went ahead and just stopped drinking for a whole month, when I came back, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start out like I never drank bourbon before, and relearn, because I wasn't teaching myself. I wasn't learning anything from just drinking all the time on live streams.
Absolutely, yes.
So So I decided that there's a lot of people out there that aren't doing this live that want to know how to start nosing and all this other stuff. So I need to teach myself that, so that if somebody asks me the question, I can honestly answer that question.
Yeah.
And I don't know why people would want my opinion, but whatever. But I, like I said, I went through and I started finding out how much, things like Rittenhouse, this freaking, what everybody calls a garbage bottle of rye, is not that bad.
No, it's not. To me, Rittenhouse is trying to do a very specific thing. And if you like that kind of a rye profile, it's really, to me, it's prototypical. It is like, this is what this kind of rye is supposed to taste like. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's kind of funny that you said, you have that feeling of, I don't know why anybody would want to know what I have to say. I feel like that all the time. And I've just resorted to lying to myself. Just lie to myself and be like, yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't they want to hear what I had to say? And like, the longer I can keep saying that in my head and maybe believing it half the time, then we're doing great. We're doing good.
So the real Drink Pro, Yolanda, is in the chat.
Finally.
Hello, Yolanda. I appreciate you being here. And then like Pikesville and all these other ones that I drank when I first started that I kind of like threw off to the side because I started drinking all this higher end stuff that I had bought. And everything else. So I kind of like started getting away from the higher end stuff and buying some smaller distillery stuff like ASW and some of these other ones, and realizing that some of these freaking little distilleries are killing the shit out of some of these high end bottles.
There's some amazing stuff coming out of some small places, and
ASW stuff. There's not the hottest one they make is like 111 or 12, like it's less than 114.
Yeah,
and everything else is like in that 90 to 104 range, and it's all freaking good. Especially if you ever get a chance to drink Duality or Resurgence, their single malt rye. That thing is freaking amazing for a bottle that costs $35-$40.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and I'm still trying to catch up on all my samples that I wasn't drinking for a month. And
I start doing.
I have a lot.
The thing for me with you talked about sort of recalibrating. It takes a lot of work, but when you can get to the point where you're like, what you're coming into, and then you can calibrate yourself like, okay, this is, this bottle is top shelf. This bottle is, $30. This bottle is big distillery. This bottle's little distillery. And then judge the bottle based on what it's trying to do. I think that's incredibly difficult, but if you can do that, you can really develop an appreciation for a whiskey based on its class, right? Because I always hear people complain about small distilleries like, oh, it's not as good as stuff being made by Buffalo Trace. Like, they're not trying to be Buffalo Trace. They're trying to do something different. Usually they're trying to do something unique, unlike what these big guys are doing. So judge it against its peers. Otherwise, you're just going to be, trying to compare apples and oranges.
Well, see, the thing is, do you ever think it's weird that when you talk about something from Luxro, right? Then they say Luxro. If you say, but if you talk about something from Jim Beam, sometime or from Beam Suntory, you're talking about the bottle. You don't bring the word Jim Beam into it.
Right.
But every single time that you talk about anything that comes out of Buffalo Trace, you always say the words Buffalo Trace before you tell them what bottle you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because if you're talking about this bottle, I can name freaking a whole bunch of distilleries that make something way better than this.
Sure.
Regular ass everyday 90 proof freaking water from Buffalo Trace. There's other stuff that Buffalo Trace makes. There's store picks and other stuff that, obviously BTAC and, everything attached to them, like freaking the E.H. Taylors and stuff like that. But
sure.
That's when they say Buffalo Trace, I immediately go to this Buffalo Trace bottle when it's like there's so much more other stuff that is so good there.
Yeah.
Yellow alert.
Is what?
Yellow alert.
Yellow alert.
5 up.
We got it. Okay, thank you. 5 minutes till whiskey shits. And those guys over at Live
I'm
Wire
having
Whiskey.
fun, but I always try to keep an eye on the clock.
Yeah, I just checked it like 8 or 9 minutes ago, and I was like, oh, I got plenty of time now. But I started really like looking into some of these the wilderness trails. Everybody's like considering them like to be bigger distilleries. They're not. They're craft distilleries. They're not really that big. They have distribution, but and they have now they're just starting to really get into barrel picks and everything like that. But like the Ed, if you watched Rocket Review earlier today, he said, "What's the next big trend in spirits?" And my thing was Irish.
Oh yeah.
Because there's like a new distillery every week opening up over there, and I think they're getting ready to flood the market with a lot of interesting finished Irish whiskeys.
Yeah.
Which
the Redbreast 27 blew me away. The Batch 227 blew me away.
Yeah, me too. I had the 21. That's the highest I got.
I've heard really good things about the 21. I haven't had the 21, but yeah. Oh yeah. I think for me that the two big trends that one of them I've heard people talk about, the other one I haven't. The one I think is the more obvious one is single malt American. There are a lot of companies making good single malt American whiskeys, and they're just starting to get their 5 and 6 year versions out. And I'm telling you, man, some of these are amazing. I've tried a couple of store picks here locally of 5-year-old single malt. I can't remember the company. I'll have to put it somewhere in a chat or something. But man, single malt American is taken off. The other one that people aren't talking about is American brandy. I hear so many people talk about cognac and Armagnac. And I'm telling you, American brandy is starting to catch up with those products. And you hear everybody finishing whiskeys in those. And I hear a lot of people that jump from those finishes into those worlds and are drinking cognac and Armagnac now and other brandies from Europe. The American brandy scene is going to be on the rise the next 5 years.
Yeah, but isn't it really the only player right now in freaking American brandy like Copper and Kings?
Yeah, I think there's only like 1 or 2 people that are really doing it. But that's just because essentially it's because they haven't gotten the age on them. They haven't got the process down pat. There's a lot of, like you were talking about with the Irish, there's a lot of startups right now.
All right. Well, I appreciate the fact that you came on here, Kyle, and talked to me.
Absolutely, man.
Same with you, Brian. I freaking appreciate everything that you guys do for the community and how much you've helped me outside of all this. I just, like I said, you guys can, reach out to me anytime you need me. I'm going to be working on some projects. I already talked to Kyle about one of them that he's working on with me. But I have some other projects I'm going to reach out to some other people in the community, including you, Brian. I will be reaching out to you soon. Has to do with some putting together some advent calendars for some channels that we're going to be having a hard time with. We're getting into December and we're getting ready to finish. We're getting ready to hit BTAC season and everything else coming through. And so when December rolls around, as Brian knows, it's really hard to get content for Thanksgiving through the end of the year because everybody's doing like their kind of advent calendars. You got the junkies that do a full blown one, but then you got Instagram, it's Bourbon Santa, and some of those guys are doing theirs. But there's some small channels that I think that could benefit from having content for a whole month and doing even little 5-minute videos or whatever. Doing it
at all.
Doing it
every day, no problem.
So I'm going to be seeking out people to donate samples so I can put together advent calendars for a few. I want to try to get a total of 75 to 100 samples between me and whoever can do it. And then I'm going to put together 3 or 4 advent calendars and then send them to people without them knowing they're coming and say, now your challenge is to do content for 25 days. And that way they'll have the whiskey that they don't have access to right now, but they'll be able to do videos of whiskeys they might not have ever tasted. So
that's the best.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here, and I'll be see everybody over at Livewire Whiskey. Again, thank you very much, Kyle. I appreciate you and what you do. If you're not subscribed to the Drink Pro, make sure you subscribe to him.
Shameless plug. Gotta plug.
And he does have some really cool. He does have some really cool merch, and he is redoing his store right now. So keep your eye on that. He's on YouTube at the Drink Pro on YouTube, and he's also on Instagram at the Drink Pro.
Yep, I'm at the Drink Pro everywhere.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and go over there, and all the links to his merchandise and everything else will be on his YouTube channel, I believe. The links on YouTube.
Absolutely, they're all there.
So, and then everybody knows, if you ain't subscribed to freaking Brian I can never pronounce his last name, but Kilco,
I'll try.
then you've made a huge mistake. I'll see everybody over in a few minutes over on Livewire Whiskey. As I always say, I'll see you guys on the other side. Bye.
Keep drinking like professionals.
He's gone. Now what do we do?
I don't know. We're stuck in the void now.
Oh God. Oh, I did want to say thank you for that sample before I forget again. Which I
Absolutely. I think we're actually still streaming.
Is it? Nice. Hey Stanley, we took over your stream.